relatively new actors in this web
See,
series?
I think I want to have a very heightened sense of reality in the film where my hope, always I believe that if known actors are there, it will look like you're seeing a person perform because you know the person, you have seen that person in other films or wherever. But if it's an unknown actor, I think you take him like a character, which is what worked in Satya also. Imagine if I have very known faces in Satya, I don't think they look the same.
Whose voice was that? The lady who was Leo?
That is Romeo Davis.
सर आप हमेशा एक बेबाकी से ट्वीट करते रहते हैं, अभी हाल ही में अभिजीत को ट्विटर से बैन किया गया, आपका क्या टेक है इस चीज?
Sir, can you please only talk about guns and dice? If you don't like both guns and dice, then we meet separately. I think.
So, no, but as someone who gives opinions so free and so openly, do you think in today's times it has become very difficult for one, especially a celebrity of someone of your stature or others, to express their thoughts openly without being told? Without being told to such an extent that they are bulldozed to get off the social media?
See, I think social media is just noise. I really don't think it should be. First of all, to take it seriously, I think is wrong. Because eventually it is a democracy and everyone has a right to speak by the constitution. And social media just allows you to shout. But whether someone wants to take the shout seriously or they have the choice to block it, they have the choice not to follow. So I think to take the social media seriously, I think is a mistake. I think it's like graffiti on walls. Yeah.
So why do we have this overbearing element of the underworld and sex always present, mostly present in your films?
You see, I would say, if you look at it, the power and sex are the two most primary motivating factors by nature. I'm talking about even if you without the social advancement and where religion or morality or social standards, before all this coming, which make a society, the primary motivating factors for anything are power and sex. So the moment there are people in powerful positions by definition, they want to go against the establishment of a certain restricted mode. So they will indulge in something which they tell the normal people not to, most of the time. Which is the reason wars happen for women, Yeah. And our companies, so many times it's women and the power which actually rule the entire thing. So I called it guns and ties as a synonym for the effect of power and sex on politics of any kind of an organization.
But do you think sex still has a shock value for Indian audience as compared to people abroad?
I think anyone with a normal body will have sex as a shock value. Okay.
There's one shot of a kid just your that was really scary and at the same time.
That was meant to. When you see the point is if a gunshot is happening at a certain place, a kid happened to be there. So many times you hear criminal acts or terrorist acts. No, I don't think when an act happens, the guy who's going to shoot a gun is going to look at obviously he can't do it. No? So I think the fact that it can happen in places where even children and normal people are there, I wanted to assert that.
But is it allowed to showing the kid with that?
Is it allowed?
I mean, I don't know.
See, first of all, on the digital space, eventually you're talking about a legal or a moral or whatever. So that what we put on the kid is actually sweet water mixed with color. And the boy, obviously, but when you're seeing it in the context, it looks like actual blood has been thrown on his face, which obviously that's not how films are done.
So, Varma, there are a few other filmmakers who have got into web series, like we just met Ekta Kapoor, and she clearly said, the first thing she told me was, I'm doing it because I can't show this on TV and movies, so I can show this, show this freely. So I'm free from CBFC guidelines that we have. So you also have that in mind?
You see, that's what I'm saying. I don't think, but that is the only point. That is one point.
Yeah, that's one of the
I also would tell the story in an extended period of time to give that justification, And like each movie, like also anybody who comes to watch something called Guns and Ties, the title itself is indicative of what it is. Then you are telling it's about underworld, it's about whatever the graphic language, After that, you are making a choice as an individual. Freedom is about you being able to make the choice. So you can't stop everyone else or whoever wants to sing it to stop because they both all are in the theatre. So I understand a censorship regulation for a theatre because it has number of censors. Yeah.
So where do you draw the line between not glorifying people, especially people belonging to underworld, and not make them seem heroic on screen? Because there's a very...
See, I think this is like a very age-old thing. People keep talking about cinema glorifies, which I just think is absolutely incorrect, because for a simple reason, I think put it this way, the most successful film of all time in the history is Sholay, let's say, in Hindi cinema. And Gopal is the most loved character. I don't know if a single person got inspired to become a dacoit in the Chambal Valley after seeing the Sholay. Neither did I ever hear of two families who were fighting with each other, became a joint family after watching Hum Aapke. So I think it's a completely exaggerated thing. Eventually cinema is about heightening emotions, it's about showing imaginary conflicts and to create some kind of a resolution by the time you reach the end. And to make it effective, you have to take the conflict. If you look at even a movie like Satya, for example, everybody dies by the time they take the gun. It's not like, I mean, you see those numerous examples of that. The man who used for the gun dies for the gun, things like that. So I think, yes, but you might create, like, you see a Mad Max, you want to go fast in a bike. No? But that speed of the bike will only be from your comfort till you come to the road. Once you're in the traffic jam, you will, it will be limit. The water will reach you soon.
मिस्टर वर्मा, अगर आप फिल्म मेकर नहीं होते तो और क्या होते हैं? अगर फिल्म मेकर नहीं होते तो
गैंगस्टर तो नहीं होता. I think if I was not a filmmaker, I would have died. Yeah. But I really don't know what else to do. I am not, neither do I know, nor am I interested in anything except this.
So then how do you, I mean, with film after film, whenever you come out, there are people waiting to write you down and pull you up that, okay, maybe Ram Gopal Varma isn't the same as he was before.
Yeah, but they are wasting the time writing and making it.
It never bothers you that way?
But since I'm not bothering in doing this.
So there is a line, I think the trailer that we saw, it ends with a quote from Dawood Ibrahim. Where did he give that quote? I mean, is it from the book or?
See, obviously he didn't write the book, but I know a lot of people who interacted with it.
So,
yeah, he
who was that
always
person?
used to say this line, if you keep on all the time you want to die, and you're all the time scared to die, what's the point of living?
So would you like to tell us? Would you like to tell us the person who probably told you about?
He has given his interview.
Yeah, I mean Hussein Zaidi has interviewed him. I think probably spoken to him.
And
So I
it's
was
not
just wondering, was it from
interviews.
the?
I also know people who interacted with him at some time. We're talking about from some 30-year.
Has he ever contacted you or probably?
The moment he does, I'll tell you.
No, I mean given the kind of outspoken person that you are, you don't. Sir, are you happy with the response that you received for Sarkar 3? How would you put it?
I won't just stick to guns and dice for the moment.
So which actors did you show the teachers?
Which actress?
Actors, like in
Did you show it to Amitabh sir or maybe anybody?
I didn't shoot to. I mean, till the time I released it now, I haven't shot it.
Sir, how do you? Sorry.
I mean, but this is now it's on YouTube. Anyone who wants to see it will see. What's the point of me showing it anywhere?
So how do you see the government put the tax slab on cinema 28%?
I have no clue.
But such a high slab tax
I already told you the answer. I don't get into all these financial details.
Sir, finally, how do you see the digital space opening up for web series and what kind of
I
content do
think
you
that's
see?
the future. I have no doubts about it. See, the point is today, if you look at the great series made by Netflix and all that, as Game of Thrones or Narcos or House of Cards, all of them, I think this is most of the time I meet people who ask me, what series are you watching? They don't ask what film are you watching anymore. And I think it's going very, very fast. You know? And the fact that you can really get deep into the whole thing, and you can just go imagine we are scared of making a film more than 2 hours long. People are binge watching something like a Narcos for 12 hours at a stretch, which means the content is so interesting, you know. So I think your mindset completely changes when you're thinking of it in terms of a web series. You don't need to have that stipulated first act, second act, interval come here, climax come here, pre-climax. All this you can just take it out and tell the story in your own way, as long as you think it deserves to be told.
Okay.
Okay, Ramu, इसके अलावा
Does it
बहुत
feel
सारे
like it
films
is a threat to films?
Hmm?
The series and everything, it is a threat to
I
films?
won't say threat. I think they all will survive in their own things. I mean, it's like, I think it's a different way of listening to. I mean, you can go to IMAX, you can see it, you can see short film, you can see a long film. I think it is just one more, I would say. Yeah.
ऐसी कोई genre जो आपको लगता है अभी तक ट्राई नहीं किया मैं करना चाहता हूँ, ऐसी कोई इच्छा कि ये स्टोरी होना चाहिए?
I think I just put my finger in every genre. I don't know if, at least the ones I am interested in, I would say. Yeah.
So how do you see the harmony about it?
Yeah.
In box office direction?
Yeah.
What is your response? Because
This one,
what is your opinion on this? How Indian cinema is going in?
I think that is like a phenomenon. Probably more than a film, I think it's a phenomenon. It is going to rewrite all the rules of big screen.
Creatively satisfying for you web series or filmmaker?
I think this is the height of satisfaction for the simple reason that I can tell and I can show exactly what I deeply feel about without thinking for 1 second about, you know, all this, I mean, it is like I said in the beginning of the interview, nothing gets lost in translation. It is just the nearest to what as a maker, as a storyteller, I won't say, I can just see it.
Okay.
So what are the series that you're watching?
Right?
Yeah.
I'm actually not watching very good because we didn't tied up in all this.
Sir, but
But
any
which
Indian
series
web
you
series
like?
that you really love in recent times?
I honestly haven't really seen any
Oh.
Indian web series.
And, it,
But I watch other foreign.
and international series you like?
I like a guy Narcos.
Because we saw the quotes there of Pablo Escobar.
Yeah,
so-
Yeah. Pablo Escobar I studied him a lot. I read a lot of books of him.
Done?
Yes, so are you watching the web series entirely on YouTube or some platform like Netflix?
I mean, there will be later on. This is just a start. I would say.
Or you're planning to launch a whole new platform that's like called
Yeah,
Varma?
yeah. Even that is.
When you are launching the series?
I've not yet decided, but I will think in a couple of months.
Ready? हो गया? Complete हो गया?
Then,
So you have 10 seasons, right? I mean, we saw there.
Four
Four
seasons.
seasons.
10 seasons, 40 series.
40 episodes.
So what is the duration of one episode?
One.
roughly 50 to 60 minutes.
Oh, okay, 1 hour.
The Modi government completed
I have no idea.
but government completed 3 years and what message you want
I
to
have
No,
I don't observe anything outside for this. I have no idea. So that is like 3 years or 30 years also I don't know.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.